Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. It's Twisted Trooper here coming to you live from my house to your house, New York City, the Mecca of MagFed Paintball. Got a interesting show tonight. On the panel tonight, we have on the top right-hand corner, we have Jonathan, aka Chaos. Baby Chaos. He's Baby Chaos.
Where did that come from? I didn't prove that one.
I'm gonna tell you that one. I'm gonna let you know about that one in a minute. And on the top left-hand corner, man that needs no introduction. You all know him by name. You all know him by reputation. You all know him by the events that he's thrown. Mr. Buffalo Paintball himself, Andrew Leporta. We're gonna have Geo Magfed on. Right now, he's talking to Fred Schultz with regards to Operation Just Cause. But let's get busy. So, what I want to say is, what you're about to hear today is an open forum. It's going to allow the panel to voice their concerns, their opinions, their input, their insight, and anything else that they feel relevant to what they need to say. It's a platform that I'm going to give everybody to voice their concern. That's only right. So, without further ado, let me just cut this music. There we go. Let me start off by saying that the panel tonight is going to voice their concerns, voice their opinions, voice what they feel. It's no reflection on my team, no reflection on me, no reflection on the podcast. Anybody and everybody is welcome to come onto the podcast to voice their concerns and their fears, their feelings, whatever it is they want to talk about. But I'll cut to the chase and I'll go right to the heart of the matter. A lot of you may know that there's some static going on now between Buffalo Paintball and members down south, whom I'm familiar with, members across the community, who I'm familiar with. Great bunch of guys. I've never had an issue with them. But everybody, I'm sure we at some point during our time in paintball, we are going to rub shoulders and bump elbows and have differences of opinion. The reason why I'm doing this cast tonight is because I want the differences of opinion, the differences to be put aside. Because it's not hurting individuals, it's hurting the sport. We all believe in our hearts that we are who we are. We're good, we're this, we're that. We all have our opinions, and it's subjective to our own selves, how we perceive who we are, what we're about. It doesn't take away the right for you to express who you are, express your opinion, whether it's business or personal. But it gives you the opportunity for you to speak your mind. I feel it's very important that I go and I tell you this because those of you who know me know I believe in the in the freedom that we all have. I was in the military, and I took an oath, and for a person to come and say, hey, if I see it happen, hey, that this guy treated me wrong because I'm Muslim, or this guy treated me wrong because I'm gay, or this guy treated me wrong because I'm lesbian, or this guy treated me wrong because I'm fat. It bothers me. It bothers me. Not to say that it's not right that you're not to say that you're wrong by exercising your right to speak your mind. But when you speak your mind and you do it in the way that is not conducive, it can be perceived as bashing. It could be perceived as bullying. It could be perceived as, the opposite of what you are trying to do. So I just wanted to take a moment out before I start this cast to let you know, I'm neutral. I remain neutral. I remain partial. Everybody who knows me knows I'm neutral. I call it down the middle. I don't favor anybody. You're wrong, you're wrong. You're right, you're right. I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm right, I'm right. You tell me I'm wrong? Okay, I'm wrong. You tell me I'm right? Okay, I'm right. I'm not going to argue back and forth about it. So, with that being said, I'm going to give the opportunity for Andrew to speak what he wants to speak, take comments and questions during this podcast. It's very similar to what we did way back when we had the MagFed instructor episode. Hopefully it clears the air and allows us to progress forward. We have a new year coming up of paintball. Life is short. Life is short. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not asking you guys to change your clicks. I'm asking you guys to be aware, you know, and understand that whatever we do, no matter what we do, they're not going to see a MagFed player. They're not going to see a speedball player. They're going to see a paintball player. And we're trying to promote the sport. We're trying to get the sport a little bit higher in the elevation that it's at right now. We're trying to bring more recognition. We're trying to bring more players in. We're trying to do a lot of things. And things like this, what's going on now, isn't going to help. It's actually going to divide. That's my opinion. That's how I feel. Don't hold it against my team. Don't hold it against anybody. If you disagree with what I'm saying, I apologize. That is my opinion. Those are my feelings. So now I'm going to let Andrew speak what he wants to say. I'll open up the comments and questions. So the comments or questions are on right now on YouTube and on Facebook. My normal co-host, Intel, is not with me. So bear with me if the comments come in. And it's a little bit delayed. Also, Geo MagFed will be jumping in to promote the event that he's got going on, Just Cause, and we have other events as well. So, Andrew, how you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing good. I'm working on all the events that are coming up. I'm honestly at a loss for words with just all the stuff that has happened. Long story short, pissing match between me and a field owner, and that wasn't kept private like it should have been. Nothing major, but having all those people attack the way they did, and even after the fact, after the gay bashing and all that, it is what it is. But I'm not even gonna waste my breath on that because we should be doing better. I'm not going to be intimidated by people who are trying to hurt us. This company is made up of so many amazing people, so many military members. And, sometimes I do take that personally when people go out of their way to try and attack me or this business. When, in all reality, what Buffalo Paintball is we come into your area, we put on an event, we are able to lift up your players, your teams, and put them in a spotlight, and we get to put their faces on our marketing. That's all we do. Some people seem to think that we're coming into your areas trying to steal your players or this and that, and it's that territorial bullshit that has killed this sport, and here we are watching it in full display of everybody. Look at the people bitching at me. Like, a lot of these people coming at me, I've never once met in my life. These people have never been to our events. It's sad to see. It really is. But at the end of the day, we haven't lost anything. All the sponsors stand with us. All the fields stand with us. We have fields coast to coast. I have so many events that I have yet to announce. Again, I will not be intimidated. I think that some of the tactics being used right now to try and put me down are just nonsense. Do you people really have that much time on your hands? I don't. I spend my days building graphics for fields, for teams, for other businesses, not just Buffalo. And I help anybody and everybody. That's all that I do. So yeah, it's real shitty when people are acting like this. But I will say this to all the players out there: never ever let a field or a team tell you where you can and cannot play. Play wherever the hell you want to. As far as the gay bashing, it's 2021. Come on. Seriously, it's disgraceful. And if this were a quote unquote actual sport, then you would be fired. You would be done. and that's not the case. There are certain people that rallied around this person, and it's disgraceful to see. And literally, I have nothing else to say about it. I'm not going to spend another second on any of this bullshit. Life's too short. So with all the events we have coming up and all the ones that I have yet to announce, everything's looking good. So, yeah.
I have to say, I caught wind of it. I caught a stream that came on this evening, and it piqued my curiosity to find out what's going on and how it's going on. And I try to err on the side of caution. One, because I'm not an OG. Two, I'm up and coming. I'm not about myself. I'm literally about the community. Everybody can, those who know me can tell you. And to hear you say that, I've been to your event, and I've had fun at your events. My son has been to your events, and he loves your events, and
that's all I'm here to. That is all I'm here to do, is put on great events and make sure that every single person that comes out to one of our events leaves with a smile on your face. I'm sorry, but I am from the Northeast. We don't have this much drama. If you start drama here, you're not welcome at the field. It's simple. And we see that in other areas of the country, but for some reason, the Midwest, drama just festers. It's used as a weapon. And look at what's been happening. They're trying their hardest to try and do damage to this company. And I'm assuming it's either jealousy or the fact that we're expanding across the country. We have fields all over the place, and we're getting more and more. So it's sad, because I'm here to help everybody. But, if you're going to talk shit about me, maybe you should fucking know who I am. Actually talk to me, know me personally, because I'm not this horrible person out to ruin anybody. There are terrible, terrible people in this sport. And unfortunately, some of those douchebags are put on a pedestal. And it's very unfortunate, but, at this point, I don't care anymore. I am not here for those people. I am here for all of the people that do come out to the events, that do support us. And, I'm here for all of them. And it's going to keep growing like it has been. And honestly, I'm never going to tell anyone where they should and shouldn't play. Don't respond to people doing that. We can do better. We have to do better. I envisioned a world where fields could work together. Teams could have another platform where we could put their faces on things and help get their stuff out there. That's all that we do. And for anyone to attack that is what it is.
Well, before I comment, John, anything you wanna? You've been kind of quiet there.
Yeah. So a couple of things. I'm gonna start off. Oh, sorry. What's going on, Andrew?
I was gonna say, because nobody, honestly, realistically, who gives a shit? Really, there's all these great events. We just raised $15,000. CPX had a great event. There's so much good that we get to do, and some people are so caught up over a pissing match between me and a field owner. Guess what? We're gonna keep expanding, and it's going to happen every now and then. We will run into a field owner who is unreasonable, and you can't even speak a word to him. I can't do anything about that. I cannot avoid crazy, always. I do my best, because truly, I don't care to engage with bullshit, because it's a waste of time. Life is short, and there's so much more to be done. All these events, that we have coming up are going to be amazing, and I am focused on all of that. Clearly, these people have nothing else to do.
John?
Sorry, I'm done. I can't even.
What I was saying was, I'm gonna start off really lighthearted. Well, kind of lighthearted-ish, in respect to this matter. And Andrew did note that in the Northeast that we try to avoid having drama as much as possible. And he mentioned that if you start drama, you're not welcome in a field. And in some places, that's not an exaggeration. My first event that I went to, which if I don't know if any of if anyone doesn't know at this point, but it was a Buffalo event. And there was an altercation between two players that started over, honestly, a very common on the field misunderstanding. It was a misunderstanding of a surrender. It happens. A dude tries to surrender somebody. Guy turns around, sees another player behind him, shoots him in the face off of just like a knee-jerk reaction. Guy who got shot in the face at point blank gets mad. So that escalated into an argument in the parking lot that almost got physical, and one guy got kicked off the field, and the other dude was just like basically sent into timeout during the watch-out. It was just like that was dealt with very quickly. And on the other hand, because that's where field officials were called into play. My next event, there's an argument between two players. Steve, I think you were there. I think you were actually there for this one. But one player that was in a tank and another player that was not got into a very heated argument at Bigfoot Battleground way back in September, and the surrounding people, after about 30 seconds of it, we waved both people off, and they're just like, we're not doing this here. We're not doing this today. Go to your separate places and leave it alone.
I mean, look, playing paintball, magfit, speedball, woods ball, paintball in general, it's very competitive. Emotions go high.
I don't want to interrupt you right there. Let me stop you right there. Where's the sportsmanship? Where, I don't see any athletes of a real organization like NHL, NFL, like, they're not allowed to go on social media and run their mouths to bash all these other places. There's a much bigger problem here. Oh. And we're well aware of these people doing it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. What I see is a lot of complacency. And with complacency comes stagnation. That's what I see.
Another thing that... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Another thing that I wanted to touch on is before we stray away from the opportunity to say it, is that I have... I'm not sure where to start saying this, because there's a couple points I want to hit before I get into the main point. But I guess I'm going to start here and say that at the beginning, during Steve's intro to tonight's podcast, there was a summary of what he said that I think is a great way to put things into perspective and put the tone of the discussion that we're having tonight out in a very simple manner. It's that, at the end of the day, while everyone does have their right to an opinion, everyone also has an equal right to feel a type of way about your opinion once you say it. And people often forget that last part. Now, as far as people who express these more extreme opinions, I'm going to say a couple things in terms of eliminating bias. Because my bias in what I'm about to say is that growing up, I have been on both sides of I wouldn't say both sides so much, but I was bullied a bit as a kid, grew out of it, came very close to being one in some aspects. Luckily, I was able to pull myself back from crossing that line. And in doing so, a lot of experience that I've had growing up, and I'm still growing up, I'm only 21, but a lot of experiences that I've had have allowed me to get an interesting overall perspective on what happens when you exchange certain kinds of words with people. And the other thing that I want to touch on is I've only been in this sport for a year. I am not an OG by any means. I'm still learning. I'm still trying my hardest to figure out where I fit in this overall community. I care about paintball as a sport, as a community, as a family, very, very deeply. And sometimes this is the only escape I have from a lot of bullshit in my life. And I've even said it when there've been altercations near me on paintball. It's like, look, I don't get out. I don't get to do this often enough to justify even seeing an altercation on the field. Like we are out here to have fun. We are out here to have a good time. We are out here to enjoy each other's company. And while I personally am not the biggest fan of directly calling attention to things, to people, to words, I feel like it's a very fine line to tiptoe between addressing an issue and essentially stirring the pot, especially in the age of the internet where communities are so connected via the internet. That whatever you say or whatever you post instantly, camps start to form and lines start to be drawn, and it doesn't always need to be like that. But the relatively small and very tight-knit community that we are as paintballers, we'd be remiss if we did not address certain things after they've gone to a certain extent. We are by default and out of necessity, but also we have done a very good job at choosing to continue to be a relatively self-policing community. But part of that is knowing when you need to self-police. And, I'm not going to say names, but I will quote words. In the small world of a group of people who are just out to have a good time playing a game on the weekends, there was never a need to say, I'll wear somebody's fucking skin for doing something. It was never that fucking deep. I don't care how loyal you feel to somebody or how strongly you feel about one side of an issue or another. It was never that deep to me to say anything like that. I don't understand how you would be, especially like if it's not even directed at you. That's the funny part. Like this ain't got shit to do with you. Like how it's just not that deep. You don't need to get that mad. You don't need to say that kind of shit. Like it's just that shouldn't be welcome within our community.
100% agree. It should not ever be tolerated nor welcome. And we here at Buffalo Paintball do not tolerate that whatsoever. And we never will. I personally don't tolerate it from anyone, whether I'm doing business with them or not. You cannot discriminate. In business, you cannot discriminate. You cannot go after someone for sexual orientation. And there are people in this sport who need to decide whether you're going to treat this as a sport and show sportsmanship, or you're going to continue to treat this as a private militia. Now, I'm the victim of, the gay bashing from that guy. And since then, I have been cyberbullied. I have had all these messages of people coming at me. I don't know who these people are. And they're going to such extreme lengths. And it's disgusting to see. And some of these people are, big names, I guess, quote unquote, big names in the sport. How pathetic to ever sit there and put anybody down. I don't give a shit who you are. It's not right.
Well,
so
I gotta say, it's been my experience. A lot of things, including myself, a lot of times I've said things, and I've later on like, what the hell did I say that? And I've learned over the years, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. If I tell John, I get it. If I come to you and I say, Andrew, I think you're an asshole, and I laugh and chuckle, you're probably going to laugh and chuckle. But if I come to you and say, Andrew, you're a fucking asshole, you're going to be like, yo, what the fuck? It's the matter. It's the way it's said. I have experienced it myself in the military. I have experienced myself outside of the military. That I have, if me, I don't look I don't look Spanish. You look at me, you think I'm Caucasian, Anglo-Saxon. You think I'm anything other than Spanish. On the field, I've had the same experiences. And again, there were instances from my particular experience that could I have beaten the shit out of the person who said this to me? Yeah, I could have. Could I have boycotted him or tried to do some kind of boycott? Yeah, I could have. But I realized it's not what he told me, it's how he said it. Because what he told me, I've heard a million times. I've heard it a million times in my life. And not once did it offend me. But all of a sudden, now I hear it coming from a guy who I don't know. And my initial reaction was, I was going to smack the fuck out of him with the pistols that I had in my hand. Whatever I had in my hand. And at the time, I had my fucking pistol. I was ready to fucking smack the shit out of him. But I didn't.
Yeah, I can, just let me interrupt. I can handle someone coming at me, but the moment you start coming at my sexuality, there's a problem. There's a serious mental problem that some of these, that this specific person has. And again, like, I didn't know this person, and he's sitting there just running his mouth, and he had said what he had said. I'm not going to repeat it. And it's intolerable. And if this is the way he talks, and allows those words to slip out on a field where there's people, players, that pisses me off more than anything. I don't give a shit that you said it to me, but the fact that you even said it to begin with, and I just this sport, quote unquote, needs to be family orientated. This should be about getting new players into the sport, which is what we are focused on. Why people are so caught up on trying to protect their territory from us is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life, because we are here to help everybody.
I can answer that question, what I think would be the answer. Again, I'm only speaking from my experience, me personally. You're going to have, no matter where you go, you're going to have a certain inclination of animosity, a certain inclination of somebody feeling threatened. When a person,
which makes sense, because Desi going off tonight. I mean, the fact that we're in Orlando now, I'm sure pisses them off. But even when I was booking that event, everyone's like, "You can't take that date. You can't do the event in March," and blah blah blah. And I'll tiptoe around people's events so I'm not pissing people off. And like, I literally go out of my way, which I do not have to. I go out of my way to make sure I do keep people happy. But again, I don't need to be that way. I can easily challenge people's events. I can go about it a different way. There is a much bigger pot of paintball players that people seem to think. They seem to think that everyone has to come to their event, so you can't book it on this day. And I see it all the time, but not so much here in the North.
I don't mean to interject on that one. I've experienced that, and my league, we've experienced that. And it is what it is.
And I'm seeing these people just lash out for no reason. We are here to help.
I understand that. I do. Again, I can only express to you the things that I've experienced personally. I can't give you hypotheticals, because giving you a hypothetical would do it an injustice. I can't give an example, because if I give an example, it'll isolate one individual or a couple of individuals that I've encountered that have done this. So what I can tell you is, as a promoter, I consider myself a novice promoter because I've done 2 events. But in that time that I've done that for my team, I've experienced all kinds of emotions, sleepless nights, smoking numerous packs of cigarettes, trying to figure out the formatting for, if this is going to work, if this is going to work. This is my event now that I'm talking about. The first one that I've ever thrown, Black Hawk Down. I wouldn't say that it was 100% success, because nothing is ever going to be 100% successful, because you can't make everybody happy. But
no, everyone's trying to base it off of the biggest turnouts ever. That doesn't mean shit to us. Whether it's 30 people that show up or a couple hundred, it does not matter. I still have a job to do. And sometimes you can't get your ducks in a row, and sometimes shit happens. You don't have that big turnout, but we make the best of it every single time. And I'm assuming that's what you did as well. So I don't look at that as a failure.
I wanna bring up one thing here, and we mentioned it. I think we mentioned it pre-show. I'm not sure if we mentioned it in your intro, Steve, but when you deal with a community as relatively small as ours, you don't realize it until it happens, but one person can ruin it for a vast number of people. And there have been incidents that I've seen, one of which actually happened at Black Hawk Down, where one person ruined it for a shit ton of people that day. We had an established set of rules going into the second day. One person couldn't follow them.
I remember.
And in addition, it was 3 people. That was the issue. 1 who couldn't follow the rules, and 2 who couldn't stay away from each other. And unfortunately, the result was the second day had to be called early. For the what was the attendance? It was how many people?
It wasn't that many. It was probably, if I remember correctly, I think it was like almost a little bit less than 100 people.
Even still, that's 3% of the population ruined it for the other 97. Why?
Well, it is what it is, dude. It is what it is. I've gone to games, they've called ceasefire in the middle of a fucking match. Why is there a ceasefire? Oh, because these 2 guys are fighting. The one thing I learned about this community is that this community is filled with a lot of bravado. It's filled with a lot of pride. And there's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong is when you think your way is the right way. Everybody has their own way of doing things.
People seem to think I'm just out of control. Like, I have people I answer to. Just to be very clear, I have people I answer to, and the moment I step out of line, I have my ass put into check real quick by my own people. So I don't think people understand that. I'm not just doing whatever the fuck I want to do. That's not how this works. But I do have a reputation. Don't ever sit there and call me a fucking liar. I am not known for that ever. With all the business and the business owners that I work with, transparency is my biggest thing. I get that being blunt and upfront, and that's how I am. I do come off as aggressive because of it. I take business seriously. And, I get that some people's perceptions of that, it's not how I mean it, though. Like, we do a lot of good. And I don't know. I want to do better. I want to focus on the events that are coming up. And I think that all of this is just going to blow over, honestly, because I'm not, after this, I am not wasting another moment on it. I will avoid the person that gay bashed me. I obviously will not be at his events. I'm not going to sit there ever and tell any of my guys, any of our teams, to not play wherever the hell they want to. It's not my job to tell anyone where they shouldn't play. I want everyone to support everyone. I want to be able to support everybody. But I am not going to sit here and deny that there are people since this company's inception that have been going out of their way to put us down, to make sure that we don't succeed. They've already failed. And you can kind of start to see why all of these people are just kind of lashed out. These are the same people that have been attacking us since day one. It's the same group of people. But to all the people that have been coming to the events and have been having a great, time at these events, I don't hear anything from them, nothing but positive things. And we've only gained a lot of support from all of this. It's not how I want to do things. It's not how I want to gain support. I don't want people blindly following me. People just need to do better. Just stop. Like, if this doesn't involve you, then stay the fuck out of it. If it bothers you that much what we're doing, then don't come to the event. Just shut up. Move on. And as far as me, this is all I'm gonna say about it. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm absolutely done. So I just time to move on and do other things.
Well,
That's
hopefully,
a weird thing that. Sorry.
No. I was gonna say, hopefully, after this, this can actually be put to bed, so that we can actually have podcasts and streams that are.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt again, but trust me when I say I'm sure they're not going to stop. Like, this level of hate is psychotic, and the tactics being used, I don't know. I'm not going to go there, but it's a little bit extreme. Like, some of them need to tone it the fuck down. Like, honestly, talk to me when you've done 50 events and spread across country and have done as much as I have raised as much money as I have helped out as many fields as I have. Then you can talk to me. I'm one bad field owner is not going to ruin my company. His minions are not going to break me. It's enough is enough. Just stop. Like, I'm not sending my people to attack. I actually told all of my teams. I told everybody to just not engage. And I'm consciously making that decision that I'm not going to respond to any of this anymore. Like, it's sickening knowing that some people ran to the defense of someone that gay bashed me. That says everything. I don't even know what to say about that, but that says enough.
Well, I hope that this doesn't go any further than this stream tonight, because what I'm seeing is that it's just it's disruptive. Period. It's very, very disruptive. It's very, very counterproductive to the sport of paintball, whether it's speedball, magball, magfad, woodball, hyperball, whatever it is. It's counterproductive.
And it needs to be a new era for new players. And we need to lift up the right people and put the right people into the spotlight. A good ambassador to this sport will never tell you where to play. Will never attack another business. That's not how that works. Some of those people, like, you know, I'm just going to let that thought go. I'm going to leave that alone. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, go ahead.
Two things. One, I do have to say that it's a personal thing for me, and all of this is as the audience knows, I'm sure, is I have to take a step back from paintball, at least from the actively playing portion of paintball. I'm still obviously trying to do little media bits here and there, courtesy of our gracious host. But it's a lot to see. Literally within a month of me, it is the 13th. I stepped back following the weekend of the 18th. Literally within a month of me stepping back. Sorry that there's already drama, severe drama, this close to what I consider essentially my home area of the community, my friends, people who I've grown with, and it's like, I just left. Like, what are you guys doing? Please stop. I need a community to come back to in a couple months.
Yeah, we need to be here to lift other people up.
And the other thing is this. Before we go into another thing, and hopefully what I have to say next helps put this to bed. For after the stream, even maybe puts this to bed. For a portion of the stream, so we can talk about other better things that are paintball. Whether you're somebody who's strongly opinionated, or whether you're somebody who has been personally hurt by other people's opinions, the fact of the matter is, life goes on at the end of the day, in the community and outside of it. And quite frankly, I think that we need to be reminded of that, because tomorrow, whatever tomorrow brings, we're still going to be doing our thing, regardless of who we are, regardless of what we're doing. So really, what happened tonight, I think or today, I should say, I think it's time to just be like, all right, that's done. Life goes on. They'll still be doing their thing. Andrew will still be doing his. And ain't shit going to change.
I definitely agree.
I am
Life
so
goes on.
incredible to the entire paintball world. Like, I am so incredibly sorry that some have been so caught up on this. It doesn't involve you at all, and I hope to God that you can make up your own mind and play wherever you want to play. Like, don't blindly follow someone because they're telling you not to follow us or not to play at a field. Don't be like that. Again, we are here for everybody. Our job as a paintball player, as a promoter, as a field, as a rep, whoever you are, your job is to simply lift people up. That is it. Don't go after people. Like, don't cyberbully, attack people, try to intimidate them. That's not normal, and that is not something that we are ever going to tolerate. So if that's how you want to act, your business is not welcome. Sorry, but we don't play those games, and I'm not going to engage with it. And I know that we can do better.
Sorry to interrupt. We got some comments coming in. Rob Firefly, sorry, Rivera, commenting on what Jonathan was just saying. He says, well said, Jonathan Shields.
Thank you very much, Rob.
Zach Reynolds is coming in saying, no sides, no division, just play paintball. And that's
exactly.
that came while you were speaking, Andrew. And I agree, man. I agree. You know what? I understand we're gonna have drama. I understand we're gonna have issues. I understand we're gonna have.
But here's the thing. Let me interrupt you there again. Why the drama? Why is it such a thing in paintball? Like, why are people not held accountable? If I were to start as much drama as I've seen, I will have my fucking ass handed to me. I promise you that.
I have to when
I can't do that. Like,
when I'm playing with my team, when I represent my team, when I do something that I'm not supposed to do, my team calls me out on it. My cap is the first one to call me, yo, what the hell are you doing? My teammates, yo, are you fucking mad? Are you okay? Jonathan, yo, dude, you all right? He's done it. He's actually called me up in the middle of the night. Yo, bro, you okay? What the fuck is wrong with you? So, you know, we all have our moments, you know, but I love paintball. I love the community. You know, I know that the community is destined for something much better than where we're at right now. We're growing. And I thrive on that. I enjoy that.
Don't feel threatened by us expanding across the country. This is a chance to be able to lift up faces and teams that have never had a platform like ours to stand on, to be able to use. And that's all Buffalo will ever be, is a good platform for everybody. Me personally, graphic designer, I am here to help everybody, and that is exactly what I do. So, you know, if you're going to come at me, come at me. Don't attack my business. Buffalo is made up of a lot of good military personnel. Not just that, but so many brilliant minds from around this country, and it does piss me off, and I do take it personally. It's not what we're here for. I am not here to start drama. I am here to simply lift people up, to help, and to continue to grow the sport. And I unfortunately have uncovered a lot of people who are just hell-bent on destroying this and or holding on to whatever territory they seem to think they have in their mind.
That comes down to what I think you and Jonathan asked. I think Jonathan asked, you don't understand why you're getting this. The reason why you're getting a lot of this is the best way.
It's not a lot, trust me. It is a small group of people.
Well, the best analogy that I can give is, and it's true, men are dogs, women are cats. You know, women come to you on their terms. They're just like cats. They'll come to you on their terms. And us, we will go fuck everything and mark our territory and, you know, dig holes in the fucking fence, under the fence. That's just our nature. Drama will follow us no matter where the fuck we go, because we have too much bravado. You know, we have too much. So
let me be clear. Like, I don't have much drama in my life, and this little whatever the hell that was has been the only drama I've seen in years, and it's exhausting. I don't know how people have the time for this shit. Like, to sit there and bash somebody all day online, like, come on. To have fake profiles, like, at what level do you realize, like, you're a little bit fucking off the rails? I don't know.
Rob Firefly is just texting in with a comment. Says everyone needs to stop pissing into the fan blades. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Firefly has talked me out of doing some stupid shit, and I always value his opinion, and I respect him. And Rob, thank you always.
You know, I agree with him. You know, I think I told you earlier today. I said, you know what, you need to be better. You need to look past this, and you need to move forward with this, because all this is gonna do, I'm gonna tell you, it's just gonna fucking wear you down. It's gonna wear you down. It's gonna eat at you.
100%. I will not utter another word of this. I wasn't even gonna say a word about it when we had started this show, and I promised you, like, it's just, I have moved on. I'm writing the next events. I am working on new flyers. What?
Awesome, because we're about to go into that. You know, so we're gonna end this on the final note. I'm gonna let you speak the final note, and I hope this is the end of it, so that we, as a community, can focus on paintball, on the event, on the sports that we love, the things that we love to do, instead of getting wrapped up in this he said, she said, I said, they said, we said. Just stop. If you have a problem with Andrew, or Andrew has a problem with whomever, if I have a problem with whoever, if you have a problem with whoever, go to the person and speak to that person one-on-one to eliminate all this. Because other people who are not in the community see this or hear this, and they're not going to want to be a part of the community. They're going to, well, I don't want to. What the fuck? I'm going to pay money to be part of the drama? Fuck that. I'll take my money and go airsoft. I'll take my money and go to the movies. I'll take my money to buy a car. You know?
That's why none of this is anybody's business. It was a pissing match between me and a field owner that he decided not to keep private and decided to declare war, and he has been relentless for days and getting his teams, getting his producer to say, you know, the homophobic remarks that he did. I'm sure that person is not going to be punished nor held accountable. I do envision a better world of paintball, and I don't know how to hold a field or a player or a producer, myself included, accountable. Like, it's, you know, me personally, I have people that, you know, keep my ass in check, but there's a lot of people out there that don't. You know, the minute I fuck up, I literally have people that are like, yo, don't do that. You know, you're wrong. And, you know, it doesn't happen too often, but at the same time, like, those people do exist, and I do have that around me, and they do guide me in the right direction. What we are doing is a good thing for the sport. Why anyone would try to fight that is beyond me. That's your own prerogative. That's fine. But to all the players out there, don't listen to it. Just go play for whoever. The sport is about fun. This is a family-oriented sport, so there is zero tolerance for discrimination based on, you know, sexuality, color of your skin. Doesn't matter. You do not do it. And I
all right,
I cannot believe that happened. It shouldn't happen.
Let's change this vibe. Let's change the vibe.
Close the book on it. Let's close the new events.
Let's close the book, because
events. SleepyHollow.
Yes.
So now you have SleepyHollow. We have what's the other one in Rhode Island?
Sons of Liberty.
Sons of Liberty, which is one of my teammates is XO for that.
Caesar, yes.
Yeah, it's going to be his first time. SleepyHollow. Well, let's go. Let's talk about, you know, Zach Reynolds wants to talk about SleepyHollow, so let's talk about SleepyHollow. Mr. Leporta, the brains behind SleepyHollow. Let's go. Let's talk paintball, baby.
Normally I have, you know, the flyer in front of me, but I've literally created so many events. SleepyHollow is coming up in just a week and a half in Connecticut at Matt's Outback Paintball. I honestly, like, what do you want to know? Ask.
Everything. People are, look, the comments are coming in. Zach Reynolds again. Let's go.
I cannot give you everything without having the flyer in front of me. I've literally created that many. It's not just one event that we do a year where I know all of this shit. I am not only doing just all the events we have, but other people's as well. So pricing is different, times are different, everything. So ask away. Come out if you can. The turnout is looking great for it. The patches, the SleepyHollow bonus glow patches look incredible. What else? Yes, the flags came in for the event. There's going to be props, tons of props, missions, event for all, open class.
Okay, I got it here. Let's see. SleepyHollow, Saturday, October 23rd at Matt's Outback Paintball.
Thank you.
You're welcome. For those of you watching, allow me to put up the flyer. I'm just showing you the flyer now, just because I don't have any graphics, and nor do I have any flyers, but that's okay. I will put up the flyer on the post credits, but to give you an idea, it's going to be held at Matt's Outback Paintball, the Headless Horseman with General Sean Dupree, XO Tom Ventura, Adam Warren versus Ichabod Crane, which is General of Zach Reynolds, XO Mike Andrus, excuse me if I say your name wrong, Mario Navone, event, wait a minute, where's Caesar? I don't see Caesar's name on this. Caesar Williams, New York Savage Bees. Event bonus patch free for the first 100 players who register. Overnight camping available. There will be a photographer, vendors, and food on site. The tickets are available now, and I will put the link up at the post credits for this event. Now, for those of you who don't know or are not familiar with Matt's Outback,
Great field.
it's a great field. We've had a couple of events there. My first event ever for my team was held there, Black Hawk Down. We've been there since. We did a lot of work with Tom, the owner, to make the DMZ, which is the little town that he has there in the middle with all the helicopters, and we did a lot of work with him. And I owe a very great big thank you. I don't think I've ever did thank them publicly, but allow me to do so, to Deadly Sins for introducing us to that field way back when. It's a great field. The camping is absolutely phenomenal. Everything is close by. The fields are pretty much level, with the exception of the bottom field that you have the hill.
That one kicks your ass.
Yeah, for those of you who aren't familiar, with the hill, it is a 95-foot
descending
95 degree incline, 3-tier. It will kick your ass. It won't kick your ass as hard as Heartbreak Ridge in North Carolina. Nope. God, no, but it will kick your ass. And we played that field in the dead of winter, with about 4 inches of snow on the ground. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot when you trying to rush up that fucking hill. But overall, great field, great field. You guys who are going to go to this event, Sleepy Hollow, you guys are going to love it. The field is absolutely phenomenal. Not to mention,
we had about 100 players at the time. We were there. I'm hoping to shoot for 150 this time. The turnout is looking, the pre-reg anyway, so far is looking good.
We got a comment. Jose Cooking S'mores Gonzalez. Is this a MagFed event? That's a good question, Andrew.
Open class.
It's an open class event.
Class.
Tom at Matt's Outback has a supply of first strikes and graffiti ball. He's a pretty level guy. The field is pretty reasonable price. They're not overly priced. They're not underpriced. They're priced just right. If he runs out of first strike, he does allow first strike. If he runs out of first strike, the next best thing is graffiti platinum. Tournament ball, you're gonna get your accuracy.
Platinum is good stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna get the same accuracy with graffiti platinum that you're gonna get with first strike. Take it from me. You don't want to take it from me. Ask around. You can ask Hancock. Hancock was at EMR when we played Castle Frontlines, and Timmy didn't have any first strike. He was giving graffiti platinum, and we were graffiti, fucking round ball. Let me tell you, I ate my words. I've shot since graffiti platinum, and if I can't get first strikes, I usually have a supply. But if I run out, if I can't get, my next best thing is graffiti platinum. So for those of you who want to go to this event, first strikes are allowed. I do know that because he does not, he allows first strikes. If he runs out, graffiti platinum. If you really want to have a good time, this open class event, this is the field to have this event. This is this type of field. It's not humongous, but it's not small. You will there are plenty of crawl spaces and all kinds of stuff. I mean, Tom basically lets the field promoter, the person running the event, run the event. and pretty much anything goes. You know,
Shout out to any players who are going to get holed up in that little 2-story or technically 3-tier building way out to the well, not really to the boundary line, but way out in the middle of the valley, essentially, that are going to be by yourselves, probably surrounded. It's going to be a fun time over there. I've been there. It's great.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see our photographer Sean is coming with us, so I cannot wait to see the photos of the players in that area.
Yeah, there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good in that field. I mean, the field is. It doesn't lose its luster for having too many events. It loses its luster when you got to climb that fucking hill. That's when it was like, oh God.
At the end of 2 days, I had to be half carried up that hill.
Yeah, you'll feel it. Your legs will feel it. That's a great field. A great field for you to have that event. I got nothing but good things to say about Matt's Outback and Tom, the owner. I have nothing but good things to say. And you, Mr. Jonathan, what's up with you in events, man? What's your next event that you're going to go to? I know we have another one in Rhode Island that we're going to touch in about 2 seconds. But I want to find out really quick with you.
It's looking like Winter Wars might be my earliest re-entry.
Winter Wars?
That Winter Wars is going to be amazing.
Because Winter Wars is January 14th. My college usually gives us the month, almost the entire month of January. So basically from the end of finals week, which is December 22nd, I think, up until, I think, January 25th, they give us off for the winter. So... yeah, anything in that window, I think I'll be able to get. But I'm gonna end up taking a winter chem class and I think a winter CPR class. So February is out of the question.
Oh, so you're basically gonna stick your finger in your ass and wish to play paintball.
For the next 2.5, 3 months, yes. Don't remind me.
Jonathan, Jonathan, I'm really glad that we were able to cover you in our Spotlight series. As far as Red Dawn is concerned, you did phenomenal as commander. Nothing but sportsmanship, and you did phenomenal. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You did incredible.
I had a great time. That's all I care about. I had a damn great time.
Zach Reynolds.
That's all that mattered.
Sorry, Zach Reynolds is saying that's too long. That's comment. That comment's made to you.
You're telling me? You're telling me it's been too long, man. I'm here crying over chem exams and falling halfway asleep in geology lectures, and you guys are shooting first strikes at each other. How do you think I feel?
Good question. Actually, you know what? I have to make a retraction. You know how I was reading about the Sleepy Hollow, and I was like, "Where's Caesar?" But Caesar he's not in Sleepy Hollow. Caesar is in Rhode Island. So I apologize. I gave misinformation.
Yeah, it's November 20th. Yeah.
I gave misinformation. And Mr. Leporta, you got another event also in Rhode Island. Háblame. What's going on with that event? What's that event?
Sons of Liberty. And you're really putting me on the spot. Unless if I have these flyers in front of me, I literally cannot speak about it because
I'm pulling it up.
I have way too many dates in my head.
I'm pulling it up as we speak. I just wanted to see if I can jog your memory.
We're going to be there.
Where is it going to be at?
It's on the flyer. This is a brand new area for us. So, when we come into an area or a field for the very first time, I will get the day before. I will walk the field. And I will plan accordingly over the next couple hours for the next day. So now this is going to be the same situation.
You have Buffalo Paintball has, it looks like it, if I'm not mistaken. You have Uprising on Saturday, November 6th, being held at Ape.
Yeah.
That's Albany Paintball Experience in Nassau, New York. There you have General Mike Adris, XO Ninbog. Excuse me if I apologize if I butchered your name. John Akwesi and Roger Acasey and Roger Cogswell versus the Overlords, General Cody Brockway, XO New York Savage. as the XO, Chase, and Hancock Powers. This is at Ape. This is a $35 entry with $10 rentals if needed. $60 cases of paint. Player briefing is at 9:20 and game on at 10. There will be a photographer on site. Event patches available. And again, the tickets are on sale, and the link will be up on the post credits. For those of you who want to see what the flyer looks like, again, I'll have the link up on the post credits, but this is what the flyer will look like.
Quick side note: I gotta see if John and Casey went through his footage from Flashpoint, even though this is like really overdue. Because if you guys don't know, which is probably unlikely because I'm the newcomer here, not you guys, but John and Casey gives out free patches, with the exception that you have to shoot him in the face and you have to verify with him that you shot him in the face to earn a free patch. I did shoot him in the face at Flashpoint, but when I hit him up about it after, because he left before I could go talk to him in person, he's like, "I'm gonna have to look through my camera footage, and if I find that you did, you'll have your patch." I gotta see if he did or not, because I want that achievement. I want that in the face patch.
I found the flyer for Sons of Liberty. Sons of Liberty versus it's versus Warzone being held at Warzone Paintball in Rhode Island. I think that's right. All right. Yep, in Rhode Island. The flyer is here. I'll show you the flyer right now. Check-in is at 8 o'clock. Player briefing at 10:20. Event starts promptly at 11 a.m.
We do start all of our stuff on time. I try to always stick to the schedule that we have. It doesn't always, work, but we do try.
All right, so that's the flyer again.
I will say I spent a good majority of the past 3 weeks producing those flyers where you have all the generals cut out, all the names on them. That was not an easy task to do on, I think there was 7 or 8 events that we released. And there's a bunch more coming where it's the same case where it's the players' photos on them, the generals cut out, and it's just a different level to the graphics that I've done in the past. And it's just kind of where I'm trying to get to. This is just the beginning of what I'm capable of doing. There's a lot more that I'm going to start doing. And, one of the incentives to coming out to our events is, when our photographer is there, some of those photos that we take that day, we do end up using in marketing for either the following year for that event, or if it's a good enough shot, I will use that in marketing for another business elsewhere. Just a little FYI. Not many people know that.
Cool. By the way, don't think I forgot. I asked for it. I didn't get it. I'm getting a little mad. Don't make me have to go after you with my TPM. I want my patch. I want my Red Dawn patch. Don't think I forgot.
The Red Dawn patches are in. However, the damn coins I ordered a month before Red Dawn are still not in.
Oh, you mean those?
Away.
No. The collector's edition ones.
Oh, not these. Okay.
But yeah, everyone kept swiping those little damn gold coins. So I'm on the field at Liberty.
I have one.
But no,
I think
everybody took one.
I have 6. I have 6 of them.
I was like halfway through the day, I was wondering why nobody was turning the damn coins in, and we kind of figured out that everyone was just kind of pocketing them.
We were petty. We found them. We keep them.
Let's see. Bishop Saint is Bishop from Grimes Brothers is coming in, checking in, saying that he bought a patch also. You got a lot of people, leagues, teams, that are supporting you.
And I really do appreciate that support from all over this country. It's not just the Northeast.
On one side note, this is a personal note from me to you. If I ever hear the words "I quit" from your mouth,
you ain't quitting shit.
You ain't quitting. You ain't quitting.
They won't let me.
Shit.
Yeah, let's address that.
I do get frustrated, and the last thing I am here to do is start with anybody. I want to lift people up. That is what I'm capable of doing. I can make anybody look like a fucking rock star with the graphics I can produce. That's
so let me commission you then to make me look like a rock star. Can you do that?
I
It's a
couldn't
joke.
do that.
It was a joke. It was a
For
joke.
money. For money. I'm not cheap.
Oh,
But I
Andrew,
can get it done.
Andrew, let me ask you a question. When I have you on, have you considered doing a mag feed tournament or mag feed scenario based game? Strictly MFOG.
We do have a MagFed game every year. It is. I'm sorry. We started the very first one this past year. It's called Flashpoint. It
Yeah.
happens at all Paintball Experience. It is run by Christopher Mosley, under our wing. Basically, he writes the game, he runs the game, and I'm there to support him. So whatever he needs, I will help him with.
The reason why I'm asking is because a lot of guys, a lot of my subscribers, a lot of people follow me on Facebook, a lot of guys who follow me on YouTube, they ask the same question. What's going on? Are we having any MFOG games? A lot of open class events that are going on. And I am all for the open class event. I really am. Because it promotes the sport of paintball, regardless. But it's also good to know that, you know, that there are players out there who will support open class, but, you know, you got to kind of throw them a bone every now and then and give them something that they can play in their element. Buffalo Paintball is known to throw some pretty decent events. My first event was the Winter Wars last year. Not Winter Wars. What was it? Yeti Bigfoot game, was it? Or you remember, John?
Yeah.
I think Bigfoot Battleground.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. It was one of them that you and I went to.
Yeah.
That was my first time going to a Buffalo Paintball event. I loved it. I had no problems. I fucking was awesome. You know, especially the fact that I was able to bring my own paint and dump. It was basically a dump game. Basically, you know, come in, bring your paint, and whew, use it.
Bring your own paint games. That's one thing that I was a little bit like, I can't really say annoyed or people like that's something that I wished I could have seen more of in the past year where I was really active because my mom wasn't the happiest that I kept bringing home half cases of paint with nothing to do with them because I live in the suburbs. So a place to waste all of that would have been nice because I have like 3,000 paintballs just doing nothing in my basement now.
This year's Winter Wars is another BYOP event. So GRC does not do many of them. Buffalo does not do many of them. So when they do happen, that is a great chance to bring the excess paint that you have. And
where is Winter Wars? Hold up.
Winter Wars is at GRC Paintball in Angelica, New York. So halfway through New York State.
Why would you do that?
If you have a problem, Mr. Jonathan, there is talk with Bishop and some of the teams to organize a bus to go up there. There's
a lot of people coming from that area.
There's a lot of talk right now about chartering a bus, and then each player pays, I think, was it $50 or $60 per ticket per seat. You can't go wrong. You're gonna spend more money driving up there. You know, tolls, gas, all that, and then now you have a bus. So you put your stuff in the bottom of the bus, and phew. So if you're interested, reach out to Bishop. And he will definitely get you the answers you need. Questions are coming in about the events that you're having. Andrew, are first strikes allowed at your events?
That always depends on the field and the field's insurance. Whether we allow them or not, that's not our call. That is definitely always up to the field.
Okay. Well, yeah, I know we're reading.
So I'm sorry. Let me go further on that. So basically, if you see the First Strike logo on any of our flyers, first strikes are allowed. The First Strike users then therefore have to call the fields and figure out how they're going to get their paint. That is not, something that we deal with. We strictly focus on the advertising, the marketing, and then running the event. As far as paint sales, stuff like that, you have to go to the fields for that. It's kind of like a division of labor kind of thing, and in all reality, like, it's their liability, it's their insurance, so you need to go to the field and talk to them.
Okay.
As far as first strikes, obviously, because those are not welcome everywhere, and I get that.
Well, again, it goes back to what we were saying earlier, that one person fucks it up, and everybody else has to pay. So Peter pays for Paul, and Paul pays for all. So I mean,
Never heard that one before, actually.
you never heard that one before? Oh,
I've heard it.
I'm full of those. You know, I'm 47. I got this gray hair right here is a lot of experience. Yeah, one bad apple can fuck it up for everybody. And, you know, that seems to be going on. You know, when you're at an event and they set the FPS at 280, let's say, 285, let's say 300, let's just say. Then that's the FPS, 300. There's a reason why it's set that way. But you have guys that will come on and they'll chrono at 3. As soon as they come off, you know, from chronoing, they turn up the velocity. And in doing so,
I will be pissed if I ever see that. Oof. That cannot be tolerated. Just, you know, to every single paintball player out there, like, if your intentions are to ever hurt somebody on the field, you do not belong in the sport, period. There are kids out there, and if any of them ever get injured from somebody's stupidity, like, that's ridiculous.
That brings me to my next question. There was talk about forming a youth league. What do you think about that, Andrew?
I'm all for it. I mean, I see some of these other companies, you know, doing stuff like that, and if there's enough players to do it, I'm down. If MagFed players want more paintball events, more MagFed events, then I'm down. I've been asked, yesterday I was asked to do or organize an airsoft event. So there's no telling what else I'm going to do.
Oh, well,
all I know is right now I am mass producing events. And just because I'm mass producing events doesn't mean the quality of each of those events is suddenly going to just not be there. They're there. I just work a lot quicker than most people. I have been doing this for 15 years, and my background is club life and club promotion. So in that life, you have got to move extremely quickly. I could plan an entire party with hundreds of people within a day. I can book an event and do it and execute it within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, at the shortest amount of time, with creating the flyer, pumping the flyer out with our advertising methods. That's, kind of what we're capable of. I do work a lot quicker than most people, and I get that it scares the shit out of a lot of people. That is not what I'm trying to do. I may have gotten off topic. I'm sorry.
Just a little bit. That's okay. The reason why I was saying is because my team, we have peewees in our team. My son, my captain's son, a couple of the teammates. But they have nobody to play against. They play against us, and we play hard. We're grown-ups. We're bigger. But we want to get them involved in it. And the dilemma that we're having is our style of playing, because we're grown, we're big, we're adults. We do things differently than when your kid's on the field, or your nephew's on the field, or your son is on the field. You know what I mean? It's a little different when it's your family member on the field. You don't want them to get hurt. You don't, me as a parent, my son plays and I'm freaking out. Like, oh my God, he's going to get shot. He's going to get hurt. Oh, I'm going to hear about it, blah, 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 blah. Because I know how we play. But the topic has come up a couple of times. Why not start a Pee-wee League with a bunch of kids? Why are you raising your hand? Are you in fucking school?
Because usually, sometimes when I want to say something, it's like everyone has an idea at the same time, and I feel awkward like talking in the middle of it. But it's just like, yo, I got something relevant to say. And is that I remember a while back when I was like combing through YouTube for paintball videos, there was a documentary about, and like this is more towards the speedball aspect of paintball, but paintball is paintball. There was a documentary about youth paintball down south, I think in like Texas or something, and like it was almost like one of those documentaries about like youth football leagues or like middle school football, but it was kids playing paintball and they played hard, and it was awesome to see that kind of things. And not only that, but another anecdote that's a little bit closer to home. last year's Dark Ops at Cousins, New Jersey, there was a group of kids that were honored during the post game ceremony. Then I don't know anything about these kids other than what was said about them, but they were nicknamed the Gentlemen because they were just these three kids that showed up like pretty much every weekend they could, every holiday they could, were super polite, super well mannered, and just played hard as often and as much as they could. And for, I think they're 13, 14-year-old kids, they were playing on a level at this point with that's on par with some of the adults in the sport. So I think that the possibility is out there. I think the kids who want to play are out there. It's just a matter of uniting them.
Well, I know that there's a rule in New York State.
Organizational task.
I know that there's a rule in New York State that you got to be a certain age to play.
Right.
I know we can. I know that we can find fields that we can actually put these kids into play.
Mm-hmm.
And they play amongst themselves, not with us, because we're on a totally different caliber. But I think, and I know a lot of us have kids. A lot of us have kids, and a lot of us have, they are bigger kids and they play speedball. They run their own route. They're on their own course. Blah blah blah, and that's cool. But the kids that don't play, want to play but don't play, or the kids that want to play paintball but don't like speedball, or kids that don't like woodsball, kids that don't like mag. But to present the idea of playing and the option of joining a league so that you can play, have these kids, peewee leagues. And I've seen these kids play. I've seen kids at Red Dawn play. And these kids go hard. They go hard. And you actually get more enjoyment.
We see younger kids at every event. Every event that we do see, younger people that are playing every time. So go on.
That's my point. That's my point. You see them, they go hard, and they go harder. If you stop and watch them, you look at them how they move. They go harder in the game than we do. Maybe because we're older. We're in the back of our head. Fuck, we're gonna get hurt. I'm gonna, if I slide, am I gonna fuck up? I gotta go to work tomorrow. How am I gonna, satisfy my old lady or this, that, and the other?
They have no such qualms.
Right. Now the kids don't have that qualm. They're like, I'm gonna go play paintball. I'm gonna go have fun. So you actually
get one event that I went to with SAS one time with my team, and they got to a point during the game where I got close to the front line because people who played me know I'm more of like a midline player. Like I'll get to just behind the front line, but that's as far as I go. The entire front line was just kids, and I mean like whatever the bare minimum age for playing at that field was. That's how old these kids were. On the front with like what are the BT4s or Tippmann 98s holding it down. I stopped. I'm just like, why the hell are y'all back here?
Well, Bullet, my son, Gabriel Bullet. His first gun, he didn't want a speedball gun. He wanted a gun like Dad. Now, obviously, I'm not going to get him a MagFed marker, but I got him a Stormer Elite, and he's loving it. He went to Red Dawn. The first thing he said was, "What team am I going on? Am I playing with the Savage Beast or am I going by myself?" Yo, hold on one second. You ain't going by yourself, first off, because, that's just not going to happen. But on a different story, he did go out, and I saw, he came back, the other guys helped him back off the field, and he was flustered. And that had me thinking. I mean, even you saw him. Even you were telling me that you saw him on the field and he looked flustered.
He gets a little overwhelmed, yeah.
Yeah, so that tells me that the kids want to play. There are kids that want to play. It's just that they can't play at our caliber. And I think if we can pull together some kind of way to form a league for children, I think that would open the door to future ballers. It would help elevate the sport on a totally different level, allowing kids to come in and play and see the world of paintball from inside and be able to choose the way they want to go, whether it's hyper, whether it's wood, whether it's speedball, whether it's magfed. The the door is open. And Buffalo Paintball is a good starting point for that. UMFL is another good starting point for that. Grind Brothers is another good start for that. Individual teams, Misfit Militia, SAS. If everybody was just to take a minute and look at the possibility of starting a league for children, getting them more involved, I think we'll have a higher turnaround when it comes for them to change over when they get older, to decide, hey, I'm going to go to MagFed or I'm going to go play Woods Ball. It really doesn't matter what they play. It matters that they're playing, that they're playing, supporting the field, supporting the sport, and whatever it is. So I think that's a wonderful idea, and I'm gonna start like a woodpecker on Andrew's head, like tick, 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 until I can get him to crack, because I'm gonna do the same with the UMFL. I'm gonna do the same with Grinds Brothers. I'm just gonna.
Dude, you know about 20 other people that are trying to get events out of me, and not just events, but just ideas. And there's a lot of good ideas. There's a lot of things that we can start to work towards to help build this sport. But it starts with the attitude of the producers of
This
the
man
paintball.
said, "Get in line."
And people need to change their attitudes. This sport needs to be about having fun and lifting people up. For anyone to do anything but that, you don't belong in this sport. And it is because of you that this sport was dying for a while there. And over the past couple of years, and especially for us, we have seen nothing but amazing growth. And I know that over the next year or two, it's going to continue to grow. We have fields again all over this country, and I'm saying this with knowing I haven't announced those fields yet, but they're there. We have them. And once the events go up, once the advertising goes out, we're looking at a whole new world of paintball players that are not in the spotlight now, that are not being out there vocal. And it's, I don't know, there's new opportunity out there. And I do see a much better version of this sport. And again, I'm never going to tell you where to play, where to not play. Like, you can decide on your own. I'm not here to play politics. I'm not here to put anyone down. That is not what we do. So there's a better way, and I hope that certain people can get over themselves and find those better ways. People seem to think I have this ego. I don't. This is not about me. This is about a sport that needs to change.
I agree.
Hey, Steve.
Yes.
Quick personal aside. Was that Bullet's first time getting flanked at Red Dawn?
Yeah.
What? That makes sense now.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, because I knew he played with you guys, so I was just like, I mean, I know the Savages roll harder than what we were, but like, that's the thing, we were getting flanked hard, and I think that's what got him flustered, because the paint wasn't just coming from one direction anymore.
Well, yeah, that goes back to
Yeah.
I swear, as God is my witness, I'm going to drive this man to the point that he's going to say, you know what, fuck it, Steve, okay, let's do it, fuck it. I'm going to get him to do that. I swear, I'm going to get him to do that. And I guarantee you, the day that we do that, I guarantee you the outcome is going to be absolutely remarkable. Because I'm looking at it as a parent's perspective, and I'm looking at it as a player's perspective. Parent's perspective, I'm going to pay that money to get rid of my kid for a fucking couple of hours. Definitely.
If we can establish some rules, I wouldn't want it to be basic paintball play. I want there to be rules. I want there to be accountability. I don't want it to be just a free-for-all. It's not how this should be. I want to see sportsmanship. I want to see actual team versus team, where the teams are balanced. And if it's not an even competition, then that's not really a sport to me. So there needs to be better things that we can do to enhance the sport, and we are focused on those, and we are going to start working towards those. Not just that, a lot of the stuff that we have coming out next year, it's not just going to be bonus patches. There's going to be more collector's coins, where I will put certain players, good, true ambassadors to this sport,
on those coins. And, just little extras that we can do to help uplift the sport and kind of increase the value of it overall, no matter where we go. Again, we're here to help everybody. So
And
people need to
helping
relax.
and helping everybody is what we're going to do. Don't mind
Exactly.
me. Don't mind me. I'm playing with an iron sight. You see, I'm itching to play.
I've been retooling my kit and my marker, which, by the way, hasn't really changed because I have no parts to interchange. But I've literally just been re-rigging my soft gear and fiddling with my EMF because I can't do anything else paintball related.
Well,
So you got to sit there and hold your marker. That's not, man.
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna tell you, we have quite a few events coming up. We have Buffalo Paintball's events that we just announced. It's quite a lot, actually.
Oh, that's that. What
I'm
I've
sorry?
released is what I released a couple days ago isn't even half of what's coming.
I look at your page. I'm seeing your page. I'm like, holy shit, man! This is a crazy.
Your pace is insane.
Yeah, I listen.
It's nuts.
I was pulling my hair out for one event. I can imagine what you're doing for your many events that you're doing.
True story. I can build an entire business in a day. Website, graphics, logo, everything that you might need, I could do it within a day. I've done it many times. So
That's wild.
I can produce probably 3 or 4.
That's absolutely nuts.
And I can't tell you the amount of patience I don't have when it comes to doing graphic design, but I sit there and I do it all day, every day. And there are days where I'm working from 7 in the morning until 3, 4 a.m. that night. And, I'll get up at 7 in the morning the next day, and it continues all day, every day. And the orders are consistently coming in all day, every day. I can't keep up with it. So I do the best that I can to manage. I know that sometimes I do have a short fuse, but I am never unreasonable. You can always talk to me. If you've got a problem with me, just message me. If you need me to do something, let me know. So, yeah.
Oh, Andrew, would you be able to get that order to your new patchmaker by any chance?
Yeah.
What's going on, Joker? I'm sorry. People checking in. I'm just acknowledging the check-ins.
No, you're good. And Jonathan, yes, I will make sure that I send that over to the patchmaker. I know Firefly, Teddy, and I think Luke Killaby have flyers. I'm sorry, not flyers, patches coming as well.
Yeah, don't make me have to come after you at my TPM. I say it that way because I've had the TPM forever, and Glock.
They have the Gen 5, the Glock 17 that they just came out with.
Like you're paying more money for a gun for a marker that is already out there. So don't make me go after you with my TPM. If I don't get my patch, you are going to be riddled with blue paint.
These patches that we create and make, and they do sell out, and we do sell them everywhere we go. And out of all of the patches we've ever had, the Punisher patch that we had for the last event at Matt's Outback, and now the SleepyHollow patch, these are probably the 2 hottest commodity or hottest patches that we've made. Like everyone wants them, and we're gonna sell out of them. So, but yeah, I've got a lot cooler stuff coming. I've got a lot of amazing things that I'm working on, and I'm constantly trying to raise the bar. I'm always trying to push myself to do better and to change. I always think outside of the box, and I want to do different things. People are like, well, why don't you do this? CPX does it, or Super Games does that. And I don't want to be them. I want to do things differently. So I'm working towards that. I want to find better ways to reward players for their sportsmanship. I want to find better ways to uplift the actual ambassadors to this sport, the ones that do support everybody, the ones that don't involve themselves in other people's career, and the ones that go out of their ways to lift others up and to just the voices of reason, I guess. We need to do more for them. I think that's the only glue that is holding the sport together at this point.
That and the fact that nobody's going to allow you to walk away.
I love this sport.
No, just accept it. This is a moment where I'm going to teach you some words that were taught to me by a very special person. I'm not going to say who it is. Jonathan is going to know automatically. I'm always told to just say yes, but there's another name to the end of it. In this instance, Andrew, you're going to have to just say, okay, yes. Yes, because the person who I'm referring to, who always go ahead, Jonathan. You know who it is.
Do I? Should I?
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
It's been hammered into my head.
I'm not gonna say it.
So I'm gonna hammer it into yours. Just say yes. Look. Yeah, Steven. Just nod your head. Just yes, Steven. That's it. Trust me.
I'm just gonna say this. I love this sport. As a player, I have been playing since 2002. Getting to get out there and to just have fun, to relieve that stress, think about just what is in front of you and the people that are coming at you. And I love the sportsmanship of the sport that I get to see anyways. What I do not like and what I cannot stand is the unfortunate pissing matches I do have to have sometimes with some field owners who think that they're invincible or think that they're better than everybody else, and that's again not what I'm here for. It is not a dick measuring contest. I'm not for that. I am here to just produce events, make sure that every single person that comes to that event has an amazing time and leaves with a smile on their face. Gets the value of the money that they're spending. Always.
No, it really does. It really does come down to that when you go to an event. Is this event gonna be worth the money? Is it? I've never had a problem at your events. I've gone to numerous events. My co-pilot right there, when we go to travel games, he can tell you, we've driven how many hours straight?
12 or 13.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, just to play a game. So,
Mm-hmm.
The first question that comes in my head is this going to be worth it? And I can tell you without a doubt that the events that I've gone to are definitely worth it.
Absolutely.
Your event that I've gone to, that my own son has gone to. When is the next Red Dawn? What the fuck? You're like almost passed out on the fucking floor. You gotta carry you off the field, and you want to go to the next event. So I mean, that says a lot. My son's autistic, and for him to be as enthusiastic about going to a paintball game, or rather, his first real paintball game, and it was Red Dawn. When is the next Red Dawn, Dad? That's what he said on the way home. When is the next Red Dawn, Dad?
That is amazing. Honestly, that is why I'm here. I am here for people like that, people that had a great time and want to come back, and that's what I love. That's what makes me feel good. And we do have not a lot, but we do have some people that have autism that do come out to play, and that is why I always ask that if you're coming out to play, don't be a douchebag. There are kids out there, and everyone's kind of having their own shit going on. Like, just listen, be there for people. Don't be so eager to, like, don't be a part of the pack. Like, don't be one of those guys that's going after people, attacking people. Like, there's just no reason for it.
Well,
lift people up. Do
one thing
better.
I want to bring up actually is, since we've been talking about the kids, UMFL toy drive. What's up with that?
I'll tell you about that. Well, we're actually coming to the end, but I'll tell you about that. UMFL has a toy drive coming up in, I believe it's November 6th, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. Like Andrew, I need the flyer, I need the information in my head. But
see how you...
Oh no! I'm agreeing with you. There it is. I'm agreeing with you.
Gotcha.
It's the first event for the UMFL. The UMFL just recently came out here to the New York, the Eastern Seaboard, and we are been lucky enough to be given the opportunity to host an event that Cousins, our sponsor, is throwing. And of course, we said, okay, we'll do it. And that event means a lot to us. I said it before, I'll say it again. Every kid deserves to open up a present on Christmas time. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. You could be the coldest, callous, stone cold asshole there is in the world. But I can bet you $1 million that as you were a kid, you opened up a Christmas present. You woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning and you wake up your parents just to go under the Christmas tree. Kids need to have that. And this is no different. So when you guys come out, bring an unused new toy in its original package. Nothing crazy. You don't have to go and buy them a fucking Xbox. I mean, if you do, you do. That's fine. If you don't, you don't. But it's the thought that counts. That's what's important. It's the thought that counts. So when you come onto the field on that day, make sure you bring a brand new, unused gift, toy, in its original package, and it will be delivered. It will be given to the charity. It will go to charity. I don't know what the charity is at the moment, and I'm on the commission. I should know, right? But I don't, because this is still being worked out as to how they're going to what they're going to give 100% to one or 50% to one. There are a couple of charities that are in the work right now. So, but it's definitely going to a charitable cause. It's going to kids.
I just want to also throw in that later on in the winter season on December 4th, Capital Combat Zone is also doing their annual A Christmas Peril game in which the same rules apply. Instead of regular admission, you bring in a brand new unused toy in its original packaging, and all toys collected at the event will be donated to Toys for Tots. So
same thing for the MagFed interns. Justin Schaefer just put that out as well. The UMFL's doing theirs, and we're doing ours. And Justin Schaefer put out the notice as well as him. His team and his organization, they're doing it the same. So I mean, and that's what I love about this community. We do have the ability to change and make a difference, and we do it. So
absolutely. And if you need anything from me, if you need help sharing, if you need any graphics, please let me know. I'm here to help.
I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. But right now I just want to make sure that we're all okay. The community as a whole are okay. Producers, players, teams, fields, refs, everybody involved in the day-to-day sport, the day-to-day events of our community, of our sport. They have nothing but respect for me. Regardless, I might not agree with what you're saying. I might not like things that are said or done, but that doesn't change the fact that I don't respect you as a person. I don't respect you as a man. I don't respect you as a player. I respect you on all levels. And the only thing I ever ask is that you do the same, reciprocate the same. That's how I am. That's how I roll. Everybody who knows me knows that's how I am. I'm not going to bullshit you.
I'm really hoping that that's not just a New York thing, because that's how I am and that's what I'm used to. I really hope I get to see more of this around the country in different areas. And honestly, so far so good. Everything's looking great. The players that we're coming across, the teams we're coming across. I'm excited for everything that's coming. We have a lot of great events that are coming.
One last thing before I hand it off, the last of the time to the guys. We have an event coming up. It's also from another league, Grind Brothers Paintball. November 7th, game Paint of Thrones. And it's a very interesting concept that he has. He was going to do mag versus speedball kind of thing, but first strikes aren't allowed. So guys are saying, well, I don't want to play if there are no first strikes. Okay, no problem. But he does have the event going on. New York Savage Beast will be there. I'm hearing through the grapevine, and he's watching right now, that Joker and the Assassins may show up. I hope you do. I would love to see my brother on the field. I'm also hearing members of Buffalo Paintball are going to be there. I'm hearing SAS is going to be there. I'm hearing a lot of things, and I do hope that everybody does show and support. Most importantly is that we need to, instead of tearing down, we need to uplift and support each other, regardless of our beliefs or wants or desires. It's not about the individual. It's not about the team. It's not about the promoter. It's not about the field. It's not about anything other than the sport of paintball. Period. That's my belief. That's my 2 cents. Really quick, Anthony Gutierrez, which is Illy Cash from the Grass Monkeys, is saying he would love to work with you on graphics if you don't mind, Andrew.
Absolutely. I'm here to help everyone. Please just ask me. I'm very easy to work with for the most part.
And so that's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents. We are literally coming to the very last 5 minutes of the podcast. So with that, I'll open it up to you two guys. You guys speak your mind, plug in any events you want to plug in, and we'll end the stream.
I want to just come out and basically say it's been a month since as I said, I had to take a step back from paintball due to academic reasons. And Jesus Christ, do I miss all of you and getting out and playing paintball and all the bullshittery that occurs when I see each and every one of you on the field. And it's just it kind of sucks here without having you guys, without having that in my life right now. And it'll be over soon at some point. The semester's not going to last forever, but it kind of feels like it will without some paintball in the background. But
like they do in Call of Duty, like the new update in Call of Duty.
I am counting down the days until we can shoot at each other again, guys. I really am. That's all for me tonight.
I never took a shot at you. You shot at me, but I never shot at your ass. I'm gonna get you.
You gotta catch me first.
And I promise I will play next year with you guys. So, as far as me, last thing I want to say is, there is so much great opportunity in the sport, and the sport has so much room to grow. And every single one of us needs to do better. And doing better is not attacking anyone. It's not putting anyone down. It's not attacking anyone for their sexual orientation. It is not attacking anyone for anything like that. You just don't do that. We want to lift people up, and our job, every single one of us, is to help get new players into the sport. If you're not doing that, then what are you doing? If you're treating this like a private militia instead of a sport, what are you doing? If there's no sportsmanship, there is no sport. So to all of the players that do come out, that do play, that just have an amazing time when they come out, this is for you. This is why I'm doing this. I can promise you guys, I will not be here forever. I don't plan on doing this forever. But while I'm here, I am going to keep growing. I am going to keep putting events out there, coast to coast, wherever the hell I want to. Wherever it's going to impact the sport and bring new people into it. If a field wants me to help them, I'm going to help them. If a team wants me to help them, I am going to. This is why I am here. I just wish that people would get to know me and talk to me before they attack me. Or, you know what I mean? It's just, I'm not used to that kind of crap. I'm used to people just talking to me face to face. If you got a problem with me, just say it to my face. Not a big deal. I don't really appreciate cyberbullying and all that. That's just apparently today's day and age, I guess. But do better. To all the events that we have coming up, please, check them out. You can go to our website, buffalopaintball.com. We have we have some of the events that are listed right there. There are a ton more events that are coming out. We have new merchandise coming. We have new everything. So just wait. Little by little, we keep growing, and we're going to keep growing.
Well,
and this will be bigger.
I gotta add really quick that I've seen the merchandise you got, and eventually I will have my background. You better send me a fucking box of Buffalo paintball shit. I swear to
I
God.
promise you that. And that's another one of the announcements is I'm happy to announce that Buffalo Paintball Live will be returning soon, and we'll be
Oh,
doing it every single Wednesday at 7:30.
shall I open my mouth or shall I just wait?
No, go ahead.
I reached out to Andrew and I have been talking, and I will be helping him on Wednesdays with his podcast for Buffalo Paintball. So there will be new graphics. There'll be I'm working on upping and changing the CPU. So because I've seen his graphics, and I'm telling you right now, he's probably going to blow my system with his graphics. So I'm going to have to up the system. So I'm working on that now.
And one thing that I'm really excited about is all of the events. I've done maybe 30 or 40 events, I think, in the past 5 or 6 years, and from each of those events, there is video footage. There are photos that have never been seen. And I really, really want to tap into it. I think I might just spend a couple weeks coming soon in just doing video editing. And there's a lot of stuff that I want to create using a lot of the stuff that has never been seen before. Just a cool little fun fact. Something I'm working on behind the scenes. So there's that.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'm about to hit the music intro. You might not hear the intro. I do apologize. Something's wrong with my soundboard. But the music is playing. So with that being said, guys, Andrew, thank you for being on the show tonight. I hope...
Thank you for letting me talk about something I didn't want to talk about. I'm hoping it blows over and I never have to fucking talk about that shit again. Because I want to focus on the events and the positive. And life's too short. Do better.
I agree. John?
Hey, buddy.
You know what? Fuck you and that smile. It says it all. It says it all. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much. I hope that this gives the closure that's needed so that we can progress forward onto the issue in hand, and that's paintball. With that being said, guys, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you guys to the community. If you guys have any comments, by all means, comment. If you didn't comment during the stream, you want to comment after the stream, by all means, I'll answer all the comments. I usually do. And just keep you in mind, Generation MagFed, Mondays and Fridays. Today's a special event, but Mondays and Fridays, 8 p.m. Very soon, it will also be Mondays and Fridays for Generation MagFed and Wednesdays for Buffalo Paintball. Details to come, but with that being said, thank you so much, everybody, and I'll catch you guys on the next stream.
Wherever you are, play paintball. Night, everyone.
Night all.